Etheridge, New Testament. The preaching of Mark the Evangelist. And Jesus entered again into Capernaum for some days. And when they had heard that he was in the house, many were gathered together, so that it could not contain them, nor yet the space before the gate. And he spake with them the word. And they came to him, and brought him a paralytic borne between four. And when they could not approach him for the crowd, they ascended to the roof, and took the covering from the place where Jesus was, and let down the couch on which the paralytic lay. When Jesus saw their faith, he said to the paralytic himself, My son, forgiven to thee are thy sins. But some of the scribes and Pharisees were there, who sat and reasoned in their heart, Who is this uttering blasphemy? Who can forgive sins but one, God? But Jesus knew in his spirit that they so reasoned within themselves, and said to them, Why reason you these things in your heart? Which is easier, to say to the paralytic, Forgiven are thy sins? Or to say, Arise, lift up thy couch, and walk? But that you may know that the Son of Man hath power on earth to forgive sins, he said to the paralytic, To thee I say, Arise, take up thy couch, and go to thy house. And he arose at once, and took up his couch, and went forth before them all, so that all wondered, and glorified God, saying, Never saw we thus. And he went forth again to the sea, and the whole multitude came to him, and he taught them. And when he had passed, he saw Levi bar Chalphai sitting among the publicans, and he said to him, Come after me. And arising, he went after him. And while he reclined in the house, many publicans and sinners reclined with Jesus and with his disciples, for they were many, and they followed him. And the scribes and Pharisees, when they saw him eat with publicans and with sinners, said to his disciples, Why with publicans and with sinners doth he eat and drink? But when Jesus heard, he said to them, The healthy have no need of the physician, but they who are sorely affected. I have not come to call the righteous, but the sinners. Now the disciples of John and of the Pharisees fasted, and they came and said to him, While the disciples of John and of the Pharisees fast, why do not thy disciples fast? Jesus said to them, Can the sons of the marriage chamber fast, while the bridegroom is with them? No, but the days shall come when the bridegroom shall be taken up from them. Then shall they fast in those days. No man inserteth a new piece, and seweth it upon an old vestment, lest that new should take away its fullness from the old, and make the rent the greater. And no man putteth new wine into old bottles, lest the wine rend the bottles, and the bottles perish, and the wine be spilled. But they put new wine into new bottles. And it was that, as Jesus went among the grain, his disciples walked and plucked the ears. And the Pharisees said to him, See how on the Sabbath they do what is not lawful. Jesus saith to them, Have you never read what David did when he needed and was hungry, he and they who were with him? How he entered the house of God when Abiathar was high priest, and did eat the bread of the table of the Lord, that which it is not lawful except for the priests to eat, and gave also to those who were with him? And he said to them, That the Sabbath on account of the Son of Man was made, and not the Son of Man on account of the Sabbath. The Son of Man, therefore, is the Lord also of the Sabbath.